Welcome back to the game room. It is day 6 of the 12 Days of Christmas, and today we're taking a look at this, the Capcom Plug and Play by Jax. This one is jam-packed with 3 awesome titles, and if you didn't catch my video back on day 4 of the 12 Days of Christmas, we're checking out kind of like the modern incarnation of the old school wired plug and play. It was the Legends Flashback Blast from @Games, which it's kind of a flop, so you can go back and check that one out if you're interested in that product. But this one really caught my eye, even though it's the sort of thing that you always see at the thrift store or the pawn shop where, you know, they've got a bunch of these all kind of tied up in a pile of wires and you wonder if they're any good. A lot of them have really weird kind of controllers attached to them. Some are shaped like people or action figures, or there's all kinds of weird ones out there, but this one really caught my eye when I saw it. I think I paid about $5-10 Canadian dollars for it, but that Capcom badge on there really caught my attention. This one is absolutely worth checking out. We're gonna get into it. Alright, taking a quick look at just the unit overall. Nice long cable on it so you can stretch way back on your couch and play this from a good distance. Video and mono audio for the cables. You know, the stick is really nice, has some really good indents for your 8 directions, and it feels pretty authentic, actually. The only thing that's a little bit strange about it, it's probably this thing's biggest flaw, is the fact that the buttons are on the wrong side of the joystick. I have no idea how they overlooked this one. This is probably one of the most normal looking kind of versions of a plug and play as far as controllers go, but getting those buttons on the wrong side is really this thing's biggest flaw. It does take 4 AA batteries, which I was kind of happy about. I generally like it when these things feel a little bit heavier. They just feel a little bit more high quality, and all you have to do is snap on the on switch and the light comes on and you're ready to play. This thing is jam-packed with 3 hot titles, and yeah, there's not a lot on it, but hey, these are licensed arcade versions of Capcom games, and they are heavy hitters. We've got 1942, which is a killer shoot 'em up or shmup. It's absolutely blazing fast-paced. I mean, at least for me, I'm not much of a shoot 'em up connoisseur, but definitely fast for me, and you know, this one was really easy to get into, but super hard to master. It looks great, it sounds great. This one was an absolute ton of fun. Probably my least favorite of the 3, but still a really great game. I'm sure shoot 'em up fans would be happy to see this one on the Capcom Plug and Play. Commando. This is what I wished Frontline on the 2600, back when I played that @Games Flashback Blast. I wish this is what that game was. This is just super fast-paced action. The 8-directional shooting was like really smooth and fluid. Having a backup grenade or 2 and then being able to restock those was really cool, so that made this game a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one, and I probably put the most time into this one, except for an absolute classic and the 3rd game, which is Ghosts and Goblins. This is, again, the arcade version. You can switch between easy and normal, and man, when the music kicks up on this one, ooh, it just hits so right. This one is an absolute gem. I sunk a ton of time into it, and beyond getting used to the awkward placement of the buttons to the left of the joystick on this one, I probably got further than I ever have in a sitting of Ghosts and Goblins. That's not saying much because I haven't put nearly enough time as I should have into this one. Really, really great game. One of the things I really liked about this plug and play is that when you leave it sitting idle, it sort of scrolls through gameplay and leaderboards as if it were an arcade that didn't have any coins put in it. It gives off a really cool effect that if you had kicking around at a cottage or a game room, it would be really nice to just pick up and play and have that kind of arcade cabinet vibe. It also saves your leaderboard scores, which is really cool. And I pulled the batteries out and then stuck them back in for a little more game capture. I was surprised to see that the leaderboard scores were still there, so I don't know if this has another internal battery that I'm not aware of, but it was really cool to see that those saves carried over, even when I had to change out all 4 of those AA's. Even though this only has 3 games in it, they are all absolute bangers from Capcom. This is a really cool little unit. I wouldn't go out of my way to pay the sort of prices that I've seen them going for on eBay, but if you happen to see this particular unit in a pawn shop or a thrift store kicking around for a cheap price, this is a worthwhile investment. It's fun to just pick up and check out if you've got a spot where you can stick it in a corner at a game room or a cottage or a garage, even in a work lunchroom. It would be a really cool addition to anything like that. Definitely a cool addition to your game room collection. This one is going to be sticking around because it's a cool little unit from Capcom. thanks so much for sticking around today and checking out day 6 of the 12 Days of Christmas. I'll be back tomorrow with another one. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you on the next one.